Okay, 1 2 1 2. So the time has come for us to announce the game of the year, and this year was something. Not only did we get to play games that we have been waiting for many years, but also games that actually we haven't expected ever to come out. And if you have been with me since the beginning of my channel, you will know that my very first video actually was questioning if this year is the one that we've been waiting for, or it will be disappointing as the ones before. I will make a special video on this topic and answer my questions there. I will also make another video next week on the best game of the decade. I will use my favorite games of each year from 2010 till 2020 and give you my top my favorite games of each year from 2010 till 2020 and give you my top 10 of the decade. So let's begin. We have plenty of games, but I won't take much of your time. So since I haven't played games like Final Fantasy 15, Doom Eternal, Animal Crossing, Hades, and Resident Evil 3, and many more, I won't be able to use them in this video. As you probably know, I am a reviewer that will only speak about the games that I have already played. So talking about games I haven't played would be pointless. In this video I will have 7 categories, which are best multiplayer game, biggest disappointment of the year, most original game of the year, best indie game, best soundtrack, best story, and the best game. Each one I will announce as a qualifier and announce a winner, and shortly explain why did I pick that one. But first, a disclaimer: this is my opinion, and that doesn't mean that it's right or wrong, but it's mine. It's based on my experience with each one of these games. I understand if you won't agree with me in some of these games, but that's fine. So since that's out of the way, best multiplayer game, we have Call of Duty Warzone, Fall Guys, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, Ghost of Tsushima, and the winner in this category for the best multiplayer game is Call of Duty Warzone. So the first time I played Warzone, it struck me as a usual copy-paste battle royale game, and it really is. It is battle royale game, but what it makes it the best multiplayer game of this year is that actually it's best Call of Duty in years. Even though it's just one mode and one map, the game is actually fun to play. The graphics are awesome, the gunplay is slick and smooth, and the balance is made to the point. Playing with friends is a must, and for somebody who doesn't really like battle royale games, this is one that you should definitely have to experience. And it isn't something out of this world, but for me, I think this is the best multiplayer that we got this year. Biggest disappointment of the year, we have Mafia: The Definitive Edition, Cyberpunk 2077, The Last of Us Part 2, the new Amnesia game, and Port Royale 4. And the winner of the best disappointment of the year is Mafia: The Definitive Edition. So now you will write me probably in the comments why disappointment for you of the year. Well, even though it is, this game has really made my dream come true. Mafia, the original Mafia, City of Lost Heaven, is one of the first games I have ever played, and honestly I thought that they will never even try to resurrect the original Mafia. And it truly is awesome to drive through the same town with the new graphical engine and experience the story once more. But the truth to be told, the game was buggy and it had so many things that are just taken away from the original. They modernized the game that was already perfect. And when I say modernized, that's not a good thing, because nowadays games are worse. They literally just needed to improve the gunplay, which they did, and graphics needed to improve the gunplay, which they did, and graphics, and nothing else. Everything else was better than most games today. And don't get me started with change of characters in their faces and their voices. Like Paulie, holy crap, they ruined his character completely. There are also some missing features, like you can't use public transport like trains, you can't drive a taxi. I mean, what the fuck? Let's move on. Most original game of the year. We have Ghost of Tsushima, Fall Guys, Cyberpunk 2077, Hellpoint, and As Far as the Eye. And the winner is As Far as the Eye. As Far as the Eye, at first it's a game that I didn't know really what to expect. It looks cute, it looks interesting, and that's why it brought to my attention. I got even the code from the developers. I did a review on it. I did review almost every game that I'm gonna mention in this video. But to be honest, in this game, the more I played, the more it was fun for me to play it. And this game is really, really deep. It's like one of the deepest games I have played. And it's kind of fun, in my opinion. I mean, maybe for not someone else, but for me it was really fun to learn from my mistakes. Because one of the most important things that this game has is consequence, which many games nowadays lack. And I definitely recommend this game. It's really hard. Of course it shows you the tutorial and everything, you know how to. Of course it shows you the tutorial and everything, you know how to do it, but there's so many things at the same time they give you that, you know, it's kind of hard to keep it up. But, you know, I really enjoyed, you know, playing it. I really did. So if you haven't, you know, played this game, I definitely recommend it. Best indie game of the year. We have Beat, Active Neurons 2, Escape from Tethys, As Far as the Eye, and Sokodice. And the winner is As Far as the Eye. So I won't repeat myself. This game for me not only was the most original game of the year, but it was also the best indie game of the year. Because of all the things mentioned, but also there are many things like the sound, the animation, the ambient of the game. For me, honestly, this was the biggest surprise of the year for sure, and most unexpected game that I would ever play. Best soundtrack. We have Ghosts of Tsushima, As Far as the Eye, The Last of Us Part 2, Cyberpunk 2077, and Fall Guys. And the winner is Cyberpunk 2077. Okay, let me explain. Yes, the game is a technical mess. It has bugs, it has many glitches, it has texture pop-ins, and you know, it has many problems. I mean, I have played it on the, you know, base version of the PlayStation. When the game came out, it was really troubling. You could play it, but still there was lots of bugs. But now it's kind of fixed. But still, they shouldn't have released it that way. But sometimes, You know, nowadays everybody's hating the game, like trying to find, nitpick, and you know, find every single little item just to about the game, you know, thing about the game to hate. But sometimes when everyone hates something, they forget to mention all the things that makes this game great. You know, because beneath the surface of all the bugs and glitches, when this thing, the technical thing, gets fixed completely, you will see how the game was amazing. But unfortunately, just because of that mistake, they ruined the, you know, reputation of their company. But why is the best soundtrack of this game? I think music in this game played a really huge role. And the whole time I was driving through the night city, I was like listening to the various radios from, you know, techno, reggae, rap, and you know, they really put a lot of effort into music, like from A$AP Rocky to Run the Jewels, many famous artists. This game has all different variety of music that you can expect in the future. Not only that, but they are really catchy as hell. Like I get myself sometimes, you know, listening some of the songs on my own. And from techno to rap music, this game is really killing it. And with its soundtrack, for me, it's a definite winner in this category. The best story, we have Cyberpunk 2077, The Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima, and Mafia: The Definitive Edition. And the winner is Ghost of Tsushima. I already know that Ghost of Tsushima is an amazing game. I mean, everybody knows. But I knew when the game was about to come out that it will win me with its story. I really love Japanese culture and its language and history, but even though this game isn't based really on a true story, but just an inspiration of the Mongolian invasion, it still managed to pull a satisfying and gripping story that keeps you going and guessing what will happen next, and give you an awesome ending that I will always remember. Besides the beautiful graphics, well-balanced and smooth combat, and living and breathing world of Japan, the story in this one pushes this game to its peak and sets the bar for the future upcoming games. Thank you, Sucker Punch. And the last category, and the most important one, is the best game of 2020. We have Ghost of Tsushima, Cyberpunk 2077, The Last of Us Part 2, Mafia: The Definitive Edition, Fall Guys, oh, got a message, and As Far as the Eye, maybe it's the Fall Guys. And the winner of this game of the year is The Last of Us Part 2. Now, let me explain. I know many people dislike the game and hate the game and might dislike what I have to say now, but for me this game truly is a masterpiece. It is really worth, you know, being the game of the year of this year. I will give you my honest opinion and my reason why am I defending this game. I'm not trying to contradict other people by saying Last of Us is amazing. You know, every game has its flaws, it has its problems, bugs, glitches, whatever. No game can be ever perfect, ever. But the game, first of all, is, you know, people expect the same as the first game, but this is the thing. The game is not the same. The theme of the game is not the same as the first game. It's not father-daughter relationship. It's not about Joel and Ellie and how they're gonna bond. They already did that in the first game. This game, the story of this game is based on revenge. and half of the story is about Ellie's revenge, half about Abby's. And you might think, how can I now defend Abby when she killed Joel? Oh my god. Well, you have to understand that this world that the developers have created, the world that they live in, it's ruthless, and they live a life where it's kill or be killed. And it's not like Joel is the best character of all time. You know, he's a guy who did what he could to survive, like everyone else. You know, like many other characters, like everyone in that world. And even though his decision at the end of the first game was very difficult, he in the end lived to suffer the consequences of it. And that's why there is a second part of the game, you know, showing you, explaining, trying to connect you with Abby and showing you like why did she have to do it. And now you might think, maybe you didn't like Joel as a character, and honestly, I really did. I think he's a badass character. He's a really cool guy. I mean, people forget that even though video games are nowadays so deep that they can even make you feel emotion towards a character, they forget to separate it from reality and realize that it's just a game in the end. And that's how it's meant to be played out. It's the choice of the creator and to decide the story and how it will end, whether you like it or not. And to be honest, this game isn't better than the first one, but it still reaches that high to become the game of the year. If you're a person who dislikes or hates the game just because of the story, then stop being, you know, stop avoiding the facts about the game. Because to tell the truth, there's so many aspects of this game, you know, that Naughty Dog has improved completely. From the new engine to combat, to new types of zombies, to new class of human enemies, to more open world areas, to its ambience, to sound and horror elements of the game. All of these things combined, you know, it just makes it the game of the year, in my opinion. You know, you can hate the game, for example, if the game doesn't have its story. It's okay if you don't like the story, but if you are trying to be a person who has a serious opinion about a game, you can't base it on one thing, because a story doesn't make a game, just like graphics don't make a game. I'm not trying to convince anybody to like the game. If they don't like, it's fine. I'm just saying from my perspective. And the thing is, like, for example, I played games like Rage 2, which story is shit, but graphics look decent and gunplay is amazing, and I loved. So you can't really base a game on one thing. You have to look at all the things that the developer has been looking. I'm just trying to defend why this game is the game of the year for me. But that will be all for me. As I said before, these choices and opinion is based on my personal experience of playing all these games. And if you don't agree with me, that's totally fine. Let me know in the comments why you don't agree with me, what did you think, and